pregnant and currently feeling like you got hit by a Mack truck and then it backed up and ran you over again? Well, lack of energy and increased fatigue are two of the main complaints that I get from my pregnant clients. And while a lot of that is warranted, I mean, you are growing an entire brand new human from scratch while still being expected to do everything you used to do in a day. It makes it really difficult to get through your daily life. And unfortunately, that lack of energy can persist throughout your entire pregnancy and, of course, into the postpartum period. So, there are some things that you can do to help improve energy and at least not feel like you need to lay on the couch for 20 hours a day. Let's get into some of them. Number one, it's such a simple thing, but get more sleep. So, what does that mean exactly? Well, you've probably heard that you need 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night to feel your best. And I'm here to tell you that is not correct. So, the studies that say 7 to 8 hours are best for humans were exclusively done on men, as most health studies have been throughout history. Women are much more hormonally complicated than men. We tend to need 8 to 9 hours when we're not pregnant. And we're a lot more hormonally complicated during pregnancy. Pregnancy warrants 9+ hours of sleep per night. So that's a good place to start. But if you're not getting quality sleep, meaning you're not getting that deep and REM sleep that you need to feel restored the next day, well, those hours don't really matter as much. So that's where sleep hygiene comes into play. No, I don't mean taking a shower before bed, although that can be a nice way to kind of relax and unwind. But sleep hygiene means optimizing what you're doing in the hour or so before going to sleep so that you're focusing on things that are calming, peaceful, relaxing, and grounding. Essentially, we want to make sure that you're priming your body to go to sleep. So instead of trying to go to sleep in the fight or flight mode, which I can guarantee you are if you're on screens up until bedtime or working up until bedtime, we want to make sure that you're in the parasympathetic rest and digest nervous system. So that's definitely something that I work on with all of my pregnant clients because sleep hygiene is so crucial to getting a good night's rest. Now, along with optimizing sleep hygiene, I also suggest just limiting your liquids intake only in the hour or so before bed. I want you to stay hydrated all day, and we're going to talk more about why that's important for energy in a little bit. But because as your uterus grows, it puts more pressure on your bladder, those annoying overnight wake ups to use the bathroom are going to increase as your pregnancy progresses. So let's not chug water or sleepy time tea or anything like that right before bed, because that just means you're going to have to wake up even more. My number two tip to improve energy during pregnancy is to stay active. So that might sound counterintuitive. Like if you have no energy, I get it. All you want to do is lie on the couch. But an object in motion tends to stay in motion, right? So I don't mean you need to like go out and run a marathon or hike up a mountain or do something that's incredibly physically draining every day. In fact, I don't want you to focus on the physically draining forms of physical activity. But I do want you to get some gentle restorative movement, ideally on a daily basis, as long as that's safe for you and you were cleared by your OB or midwife to continue to exercise. So these are things like walking, yoga, Pilates, light strength training. So things that are not going to increase your cortisol because that can actually make you feel more burned out, but things that are going to help ground you and give you a little more of that intrinsic energy. Now, on the days that you feel awful and you just need to nap, please take a nap, but try to make that an exception rather than a rule because that exercise can really help energize you a little more. And please make sure you're staying hydrated. Pregnancy increases blood volume by about 50%. That is huge. And that means that pregnant women need even more water than they did prior to pregnancy. So, about 3 liters or 100 ounces a day is what you're aiming for to prevent dehydration. Dehydration can really, really drain your energy. So, let's just rule that out as a factor in the fatigue. My next tip is a really important one. Aim to manage your blood sugar throughout the day. So that means getting some fat, some protein, and some fiber with all three of your meals, and at least two of those with every snack, and making sure that you're eating about every 2 to 3 hours so that blood sugar is nice and stable at the start of the day and then all throughout the day. Now, being pregnant means that your blood sugar is going to be on a little more of a roller coaster than it normally is. And that means you're going to feel those highs and you're going to feel those lows more than you normally would. So it's those lows, those crashes, especially that zap your energy. But that fat protein fiber combo and eating every 2 to 3 hours should keep you off of what I call the blood sugar roller coaster and feeling better throughout the day. And the last one is really important during pregnancy. Manage your expectations and your priorities. So, pregnancy is probably not the time to plan for something incredibly productive that you've never done before. It is a time to plan for a little more rest, more downtime, and more self care. Now, the great thing about being pregnant is you have a built in excuse to say no to the things that aren't lighting you up. So, I want you to take that excuse so that you have the energy to say yes to the things that are. It's also a good idea to think about the time of day that you normally feel most energetic and productive. Try to plan the most important tasks that you have for that time of day. And usually that energy is pretty consistently around the same time every day, so that's helpful. Planning more frequent breaks into your day is also a great idea because actually taking a 5 to 10 minute break can make you feel more focused and productive when you come back to the task that you're working on. In addition to that, it's a great time to think of outsourcing or delegating the tasks that you're either dreading or you just don't have the energy for. And that way you can save your energy for the things that you're more looking forward to, as well as the things that absolutely need to get done. I hope you found these tips helpful and relevant to you. Remember, pregnancy is a really beautiful time to lean into your intuition and trust the signals that your body is giving you. So, some days, honestly, that's going to mean you're sleeping later, you're taking a nap instead of exercising, you're going to bed 2 hours earlier than you normally do. I want you to trust that your body knows exactly what it's doing to grow that perfect human. Now, at the same time, that probably can't be your daily norm, right? You still need to go through all of your normal daily tasks. So these tips can help give you that little bit of extra energy that you might be missing right now.